ladies and gentlemen, I'm not even joking when I say this. The owner of the Philadelphia 76ers, Josh Harris, and the 76ers ownership should buy tickets to the game on Thursday night and give them away to Sixers fans so we don't have Knicks fans once again packing the Wells Fargo Center. I can't even believe that we have a game 6 on Thursday night. And there's only one man to thank for that. And that is Tyrese Maxey. Tyrese Maxey saved the season for the Philadelphia 76ers when Joel Embiid once again came up short in an elimination game. But I will give Joel credit when credit is due later. Right now, I want to talk about Tyrese Maxey. Because this man, I don't know how you cannot say that Tyrese Maxey is not on his way to being an elite point guard in the NBA. This man, with the season on the line, dropped 46 points. 46 points and 7 threes. This is what happened in the final 28 seconds of regulation. Deuce McBride makes a wide open mid-range shot. The Knicks go up 96-90. I'm thinking game's over. I got my post-game tweet prepared, talking about why I'm happy the 76ers season is over. Okay? And then Tyrese Maxey makes a 3 and gets fouled. He makes the foul shot. And the 76ers foul the Knicks. Now this is what was done perfectly. Who do they foul to send to the free throw line? None other than Josh Hart. Who Josh Hart has played his ass off this entire series. Josh Hart is the second best player on the New York Knicks. But he's their second worst free throw shooter. And Josh Hart, he misses the first free throw. He makes the second one. And Tyrese Maxey, from the fucking logo, swish, swish, swish. How you like that, New York? How you like that, Madison Square Garden? Silence after Tyrese Maxey made that 3. I'm on here sitting on the couch. I'm like, Tyrese Maxey just saved the Philadelphia 76ers season potentially just to see us lose in overtime. And Nick Nurse pulls a Tom Thibodeau. The Sixers, they get down by 5 immediately in overtime. And Nick Nurse calls a timeout. And then they do their thing. And I will give Joel credit where credit is due. He had a terrible game tonight. Even though he had a triple-double, Joel had a terrible game tonight. He shot 7 for 19. 19 points, 16 rebounds, 10 assists. I don't care a damn that he had a triple-double, dog. He played awful. But Joel Embiid made winning plays in overtime. Winning plays. He gets a steal. He gets an and one being guarded by Josh Hart, I think. He gets a miss from Kelly Oubre. He's earning free throws from that. He gets a huge block on Jalen Brunson. And then he gets a late defensive board when the Sixers are up 110 to 106. Missed shot from Brunson. Joel gets the rebound. And the lights go out for the New York Knicks. They're still winning this series, but man, they're keeping them alive. The Sixers are still alive. And I said all day that no matter what happens, it's a win-win for the Philadelphia 76ers. Because if we lose, we don't have to see the misery no longer. And Tobias Harris is no longer on this team. But on the positive, if we do win, we get to extend the series to a Game 6. And yes, we will see Tobias Harris play at least one more game as a Philadelphia 76er. Maybe Thursday night will be his last game in a Sixer uniform. But I'm blown away by Tyrese Maxey. The fact that this kid is 23 years old and he is already putting up clutch performances like this in the playoffs. Tyrese said, "Yo, boys, hop on my fucking back and I'm getting us the Game 6. And that's exactly what Tyrese Maxey did tonight, man. He carried the team, and now this team is playing Game 6 on Thursday night at the Wells Fargo Center. So that's where we start with all of this, is Tyrese Maxey. Because he had about 15 points tonight at the end of the first half. And we'll get to the negatives as well. But Tyrese Maxey in the fourth quarter, 5. I'm counting Maxey's points. 8. 10. 14. Tyrese Maxey had 17 points in the fourth quarter. And he had 3. 5. Tyrese Maxey had 22 points between the fourth quarter and overtime. And for him, as young as he is, to do what he did tonight, that is special. That is special, what Tyrese Maxey was able to do tonight. Now, I was stressed the entire game. I had zero faith. Believe me. I had zero faith in the 76ers because at this point, who would? But I gotta admit, watching Tyrese and watching Jalen Brunson go back and forth in the fourth quarter and in overtime, that was fun. That was fun for sure. The Sixers can't guard Jalen Brunson now. He dropped 40 once again tonight. And Jalen Brunson actually made the biggest play of the entire game, which was a turnover. The Sixers were winning 108-106. And the Knicks were getting the ball back. And Jalen Brunson made a crucial turnover when he thought Hartenstein was staying out and he threw the ball out of bounds. Hartenstein instead was cutting into the basket, and it was a miscommunication between Jalen Brunson and Isaiah Hartenstein. But man, I couldn't believe what I saw when Jalen Brunson made that turnover. I'm like, oh my God, please don't fuck this up. Please don't F it up. And tonight, the Philadelphia 76ers didn't F it up. Could you imagine? We complain about the refs, which again, they made terrible calls tonight. The fact that Joel got that flagrant call in overtime was absolute horseshit. The fact that Mitchell Robinson didn't get a flagrant foul in the first quarter for shoving Kelly Oubre to the ground, and you got fucking stupid Twitter accounts like Nick's Mouse glazing Mitchell Robinson. Meanwhile, if Embiid did that, you'd be tweeting for Embiid to get out of the fucking NBA because he pushed a New York Knicks player down. But, there's nothing you can do about these refs. They are god-awful the entire series. They have been god-awful the entire series, but could you imagine if they actually got involved when they needed to in Game 2? If they actually rewarded Nick Nurse a timeout? If they actually called a foul on Jalen Brunson against Tyrese Maxey in Game 2? The Sixers, if the right thing happened and the Sixers won Game 2, you go back to Madison Square Garden tonight, tied 2-2, and you come out of this Madison, you come out of Game 5 at Madison Square Garden with a victory, up 3-2. Oh my God. The hype would be unreal going into Thursday night. But unfortunately, I still have doubt. And I know come Thursday, I'm going to be nervous as shit. I am going to be so nervous going into Thursday. Let's talk about Joel for a second. Because we talked about the last possessions. We talked about the ending of regulation, which was crazy by Maxey. We talked about Maxey's performance and the fact that he put up 24 points in the fourth quarter and overtime combined, which is just unreal for a 23-year-old point guard as young as he is. We need to talk about Joel because I was about to go off on Joel tonight. I'm going to save it for when they get eliminated. I'm going to save it. But man, I was ready to go off on Joel Embiid tonight with his performance. He was terrible. And I was tweeting out the entire night, man, Joel's got a tea time at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. He ain't trying to play basketball right now. I was ready to list all the terrible shit that he did at the end of this game. Look at this. And yes, we do got to talk about the terrible stuff that he did because he was terrible. I wouldn't be calling it the way it is if I didn't tell you. Hold on a second. Now I gotta find it. Fuck. Here, let's go to John Clark. Gotta find what tweet it is. Fuck. I can't find it. Anyway, I think I know what it is. So there is a sequence late in the fourth quarter, right? There's 2 minutes to go, and the game is 87-86. So this is what happens with Joel, okay? Joel. Brick. Joel turns the ball over. Next possession, Joel turns the ball over. The next possession, brick. The possession after that, Joel turns the ball over. This gives the New York Knicks a 93-88 lead with 1:12 to go, and Nick Nurse calls a timeout. And the reason that happened with the Knicks going up to 5 was because of the turnovers that Joel Embiid had. And to me, outside of overtime, it felt like Joel was scared of the moment. He looked scared out there. He didn't want to shoot the fucking ball. Now again, I will give credit when credit is due. This team has had trouble rebounding the basketball against the New York Knicks this entire series. His big ass needs to get in the fucking paint and rebound the fucking basketball. I understand you're playing on one knee. You're playing with Bell's palsy. All of a sudden you have a migraine today, which that happens. I have migraines too. But you're the fucking star of the team. And he came up big on the rebounding. I will give him that. His offense, trash. Trash on the offense tonight. 19 points. Joel, that's just not good enough, bro. 19 points is not good enough. And the turnovers. This team had 16 turnovers tonight. You want to know how many turnovers were caused by Joel Embiid? 10. 10 turnovers from Joel Embiid. That shit cannot happen on Thursday night. It just can't. It just can't. Something else I want to talk about as well. I was a little surprised by this. I thought Nick Batum was great tonight. And the Sixers have had trouble with key contributions from the bench. Buddy Hield is absolutely unplayable in these playoffs. It's fucking sickening. I can't wait to talk about Buddy Hield when this season's over. Oh boy. And that ties in with the general manager, Daryl Morey, but we're not going to talk about that right now because tonight we're celebrating a win. But I do want to talk about Nick Batum. Let me go to overtime here on my CBS app. The score was the score was 108-106. Jesus. Excuse me. I just went on like 5 sneezes. Make that 6. Anyway. It's 108-106. Brunson misses the shot. Nicholas Batum is in a mosh pit. And he comes out and he yanks that basketball away. He was huge on the rebounds tonight. He only had 8 points, but he had 8 rebounds. And if we could get rebounds like that from Nicholas Batum, that's huge for the 76ers. So now I apologize. If there's one thing that I hate that happens on camera all the time with me is sneezing. I don't know what it is. I just hate sneezing on camera. But now that game is over, right? We needed a miracle to win that game. And finally, for one time, the basketball gods were on the side of the Philadelphia 76ers. And not only did Tyrese Maxey single-handedly get the Sixers into overtime. He saved their season, and they won the game. But now it's time to go back home. And I said this earlier, to open up the podcast. This is what I decided was going to be my opening line for the podcast tonight. Is that Josh Harris and the Sixers own organization should buy tickets for Game 6 and give them away to Philadelphia 76 to Sixers fans, because I'm not trying to see those shitty, awful, disgusting, smelly, their armpits stink New York Knicks fans in the Wells Fargo Center on Thursday night. Will it happen? I'm sure it will. But your Philadelphia 76ers win in overtime. And that means more basketball content, more playoff content, at least one more game here on the Big Fight Field channel. We'll be on here covering it Thursday night. We've got a busy week here on the channel. We got this tonight. Tomorrow night will be an AEW Dynamite review. And because we have Game 6 on Thursday now, Thursday will be a double upload. We will have episode 2 of Chopping It Up with myself, Escobar Morales, and Cameron Johnson. That's for all you WWE fans out there. Check out for that Thursday, Chopping It Up, episode 2. And then Thursday night will be the Game 6 reaction of the Philadelphia 76ers against the New York Knicks. Will it be the last game of the season for the Philadelphia 76ers, or are they going to end the year on home court in disappointing fashion? We will find out. I'm going 70% that the season's over on Thursday, and 30% they get the win on Thursday. I'm not trying to fall for the trap, man. I'm not trying to fall for the trap. I'm glad they got the win tonight, but am I fully bought back in? I can't. I don't know. I don't know. But I'm out. Thank you guys for joining me. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. Comment down below your thoughts on tonight's game. If you're a Sixers fan, leave a comment. Follow me on Twitter at Cullen_Joseph. My nose is all stuffy. I gotta go blow my nose. And I'll see you all Thursday night for Game 6. Have a good night. Stay safe. And as always, stay classy. And I'm out. Peace. Go Sixers.